Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday's Moment video, which I'm recording slightly later in the day on a Monday. Might even go out on Tuesday, I'm not quite sure. But I want to talk to you today about the lessons that I remembered from this DVD that I found. And this DVD is by Pat Parelli and it's called Discover the Catching Game. I'm going to talk about the two lessons that I learned from finding this in my bookcase in just a moment. Now, the first lesson I learned from this is you might be able to see that this DVD I purchased some time ago, and I had the best intention of learning how to implement the Pat Parelli natural horsemanship techniques and how to go about playing the catching game with our horses at home. And it reminded me that very often we sign up with the best intentions of undertaking training, undertaking courses, programs. And very often, if there's no level of accountability or implementation, then like this, it stays in the wrapper or we don't use it. And I remembered that I've got 2 or 3 courses that I've paid for, some of them quite a lot of money, that because they're online, they're just sat there and they're just gathering dust because I haven't made use of them yet. And the ones that I've been most successful with have the ones that have had implementation and accountability as well. Now, I've used some of the tools that I learned from the actual show that I went to, but I've not learned anything from this sealed package here. So take a moment and think about how many courses, programs that perhaps you've signed up for, perhaps you've paid for and you haven't used. Go back through them and determine, are these ones that are worth taking out of the wrapper? Is there something that I need that's a gap now that I can do something with? And which one should I hold myself accountable for? Perhaps undertake a challenge to get these courses done and completed. I've got a 30-day accelerator that I've been promising Holly, who I'm hoping and planning on working with for my copy, to get out there. And I keep promising to get this training done. And even though there's an amount of accountability there, until this weekend, I still wasn't getting it done. So I had to set a deadline. I had to set myself a challenge, and that's the way that I coped with that. The other thing that I want to talk about that this DVD, and I'm not giving it too much of a plug, was about the catching game. If you want to catch an animal, if you want to catch a dog, if you want a dog to come back to you, or you want a horse to come to you, I want just to share one very, very simple lesson, because it works with our clients, it works with our marketing. Okay, if we want to catch our prospects or our animals, it's exactly the same thing. We need to become something which is irresistible. Mike Michalowicz talks about it in his book Get Different. We've got the book Oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley. We need to become irresistible. We need to become something that is out there, that is being talked about, that is being searched for. And then when they find us, we put ourselves in front of them, we need to be irresistible. We need to be fun to be around. We need to be somebody that they want to be with. If they don't want to come back to us, if they don't want to come to us because they just know that we're going to put the head collar on the horse and then put them in the stable, if they suspect that there's something that's not good for them or something they're not going to enjoy or benefit from, then they're not going to come towards us. And as it is for animals, it's the same for our prospects. So we need to create something that feels that's of benefit to them. There's got to be a positive gain. There's got to be something that's fun, something that they want, something that they need that's going to pull them towards us. And they've got to want to do it. So whatever your marketing is this week, have a think about the content that you're putting out there and think, if I was out in a field and this was being put in front of me, would I be attracted to it? Would I want to go to that person because I feel that there's something in it for me? I feel there's a benefit. I feel it's going to be fun. It's something that I want. If it doesn't, then go back and have another look at your marketing message. So 2 things this week. The first thing is look at your courses that you've signed up for, work out which ones you need to get done, which ones you need to perhaps plan to do, or which ones you just need to knock on the head. Make sure you think about it before you sign up for anything new. Are there any old ones you need to complete yet? And think about what you can do as part of the catching game to get those prospects, those leads to come to you so that you can secure them and make them the clients that you know you can serve well and that you can be a massive benefit with. And make sure it's enjoyable, it's fun, it's also a massive tick in their box of what you're going to give to them. And think about oversubscribe, think about Get Different. There are lots of books out there on that topic, including Donald Miller's Build Your Story Brand. How many books can I plug in this? I don't know. Quite a few. I could go on and on and on. There's plenty in the bookshelf there behind me. But I hope you've taken just 2 things away from this Monday's moment. I'd love to hear your successes, perhaps some of the courses that you've been on, perhaps some of the courses that you put on and that you try and make sure that people follow through with and implement. If you'd like to share those success stories with me, I've got a great podcast, the Business Success and Coffee podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on that podcast, just drop me a message directly on any of the social media platforms, and I would love to have you share your story, put you in the spotlight, and also give the listeners something of value and serve my mission of getting more people from the bookshelf behind me onto the podcast, including Mike Michalowicz. Daniel Priestley's already been on, so I'm very grateful for him for being one of those hero guests. Mike Michalowicz and Oren Klaff would be next on my list. Hope that's okay, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye for now.